There is a pattern you'll notice in people who become mentally stronger. Most people believe strength is something you're born with. Few people see the pattern behind the behavior. Because when people see discipline, resilience, confidence, or courage, they usually focus on the outcome. They rarely see the process that created it. The athlete who never quits, the entrepreneur who keeps going after failure, the person who completely transforms their life. Most people call it talent, others call it mindset. But psychology reveals something deeper. The people who become mentally strong often share one habit. They repeatedly do things they don't want to do. Not things they enjoy, not things that feel comfortable, not things that come naturally, things they actively resist. And that's where most people get confused, because modern culture constantly searches for easier paths, shortcuts, life hacks, the fastest way, the least painful route. But the pattern behind real transformation points in the opposite direction. Every human being experiences resistance. You don't want to wake up early. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to study. You don't want to have the difficult conversation. You don't want to face uncertainty. Most people interpret that feeling as a stop sign. The mind says, "I don't feel like it," and they wait. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and eventually the opportunity disappears. But some people respond differently. They feel the resistance and move anyway. And neuroscience is beginning to reveal why that matters. Researchers have discovered that certain parts of the brain associated with persistence, effort, and willpower appear to strengthen when people repeatedly do things they don't want to do. Not difficult things they enjoy, difficult things they would rather avoid. That's the important distinction. Because growth doesn't happen when you follow preference. Growth happens when you challenge preference. Most people spend their lives trying to eliminate discomfort. Few people realize discomfort is often the teacher. Discomfort reveals fear. Discomfort reveals weakness. Discomfort reveals limitation. And once those limitations become visible, they can finally be changed. That's why so many people feel stuck, not because they're incapable, but because they've built a life designed to avoid friction. And eventually, another pattern appears. People begin feeling like something is missing. More money doesn't solve it. More comfort doesn't solve it. More entertainment doesn't solve it. Because the thing they're missing isn't outside of them. It's the version of themselves they never developed, the courage they never tested, the discipline they never built, the resilience they never discovered. Most people think confidence comes first, but confidence often comes after evidence. Evidence that you can do difficult things. Evidence that discomfort won't destroy you. Evidence that resistance can be overcome. And every time you move through discomfort, you collect more evidence. You become slightly different than the person you were before. That's the hidden pattern. The strongest people aren't necessarily the most talented. They aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the most gifted. They simply developed a different relationship with discomfort. While others ran from it, they learned from it. While others waited for motivation, they acted without it. While others searched for shortcuts, they accepted the work. Most people see discipline. Few people see the thousands of moments where someone chose discomfort over convenience. Most people see confidence. Few people see the years spent confronting fear. Most people see strength. Few people see the pattern behind the strength. The pattern is simple. Every time you do something you don't want to do but know you should, you strengthen the person you are becoming. Most people avoid discomfort. Few people understand it. And the people who understand it often discover something most people spend their lives searching for: the confidence that comes from knowing exactly who they are. Because the strongest version of you is usually hiding behind the things you keep avoiding. And once you see the pattern, you can change the outcome.